Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today I am reviewing, I'm back with it, The Owl House, Season 2, Episode what is this? 15. And this is called Them's the Breaks Kid, right? Yeah, Them's the Breaks Kid. And if you're wondering why I kind of sound funny and you see my cheek kind of a little bit bigger, I'm what's it called? It's basically like a jawbreaker. So, and I kind of didn't want to wait anymore to do this video, and I don't think I really had like a jawbreaker before, so I'm just enjoying it. I don't know, but besides that, hopefully it doesn't interfere with the video. But who knows? Um. Hmm. So before we get to what's it called? If what? But I don't know what it stands for. And basically we have Principal Bump and we have Ida, and they're both younger because we see Principal Bump has you see the hair showing, and Ida is like shorter, and also has the orange hair, and Ida's pretty short also. Before we get to this, also, before I start the review, please check out my mini review and my community post based on this episode. So yeah, basically we have present day where we basically have Luce with Philip's journal, like his diary, his journal, and basically she's doing these different type of glyphs, and Ida's kind of like whoa kid, baby, this hand thing, which kind of reminds me of, what was it? Oh right, it was the season 1 finale. Remember I did a review like a long time ago where Bellows and Luce fought for the first time, and basically he was kind of using these meat hands to try to grab Luce, not to kill her, but to grab her, to hold her down so Bellows can talk to her basically. And when Luce was kind of making that glyph from Philip's, journal, it kind of made like a similar thing. It's more like mud than like meat than it was like in the season 1 finale. Because basically, he's like, "Hey kid, what are you doing? Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, Ida, thank you for saving me. I'm just, when I was seeing these, kind of unfinished circles with these markings, I kind of learned that these are pictoglyphs, because that's what Philip called them. I thought I was the only one who knew about pictoglyphs, and basically Luke's like, they're unfinished, so I'm trying to finish it so it could try to give me a key to, to trying to find my way home, because I miss my mom. I keep on messing up, and I have to go to her so I can make things right. Good news, Liz, to make things right. I love that. And basically, Ida has kind of a point, like, "Hey, I don't want you kind of. I know you want to go home. I know you miss your mom. I get that, but I just have a bad feeling you're reading that book because I don't trust that creep." Because remember, what was it? Elsewhere and Elsewhere. I really love the B plot between Ida and her father. The A plot wasn't bad, but where Lilith and Luce, when they came back from the 16th century, they came back in the present time in that episode. They explained to Ida, like, "Hey, yeah, we met Philip. He was a bit of a dingus," and Lilith said, "I punched him in the face," which is pretty cool. And basically, Ida's like, I kind of, I have a bad feeling of that book. Like, I kind of don't. I don't want you reading about that creep. And Luke's like, "Yeah, I don't want to read this too, but I miss my mom. I had to do something, because the last portal that I did, it only got me halfway. And how can I only stop when I'm halfway? Like, I am almost there." And Ida obviously feels bad, and she wants to do something to help, but she's limited with magic. Because, again, it's not really an arc for her, but it's kind of part of the process of, Ida, you had a big opportunity to teach Luce all kinds of magic when you were all powerful. Yes, you had the curse, and the Emperor was kind of on your, but sort of was kind of on and off, because the Emperor has this big plan and kind of only somewhat involves Ida, but not all the way to fully put his attention onto her to fully capture her. Because like, why not just go into town and capture her? I think it's just part of Bellus's big plan where he doesn't really need her, but he also needs her. I don't know. It's complicated. Really complicated. Very complicated plan, Bellus. Okay, sure. Where was I? But basically, you had this huge opportunity to teach Luce magic, and you kind of only did twice, right? You kind of showed her the light spell, and then showed her, not really showed her the light glyph, but you kind of told her to listen to the magic, listen to the island, which is really good lesson to focus your energy and on the Titan's energy. Really good lesson. But see, here's the thing, you only did that twice. And then I kind of had the feeling, I'm not sure if it's canon or not. I'm not sure if Raine and Darius, the creator, ever confirmed this. I'm not sure. But it kind of seemed like, what was the episode? Again, spoilers for season 1 with Agony of a Witch, which is the best episode of season 1. Please check out my review. Check out the episode. It's amazing. I'm pretty sure, remember, it was fantastic. Like, was it 95? 95%? A+? At least I think so. I forgot the review I gave it. Basically, if you remember, Ida was basically making Luce that cloak because Ida says the kid deserves something nice, and I'm kind of like, I think there should be something more. I mean, the cloak is nice, but I feel like with Ida giving that kind of face that she deserves something nice, I think, because she even has streamers, she had balloons, King jumping out of a cake. Of course, that was King being funny, but it kind of seems as if this was like a big surprise, and it's not Luce's birthday, it's not Ida's birthday, it's not King's birthday or anything. I think this is gonna be the day after she gives Luce the cloak, which she says to a very special, was it Witcher apprentice or something? Oh, to a very special apprentice from a very special witch or something? I forgot what was on the tag, but I think that was the day that Ida says like, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna start teaching you real magic. You really open me up, you open my heart, and you're really serious about this magic business, so I'm going to start really teaching you, not be lazy. I'm actually going to really teach you. And if you remember what happened, she went full Albies mode, Love captured her, and this end of the season finale, spoilers, Young Blood Old Souls, Luce and Bells had that fight, Luce chipped Bells' mask, Love turned rebel, and we learned that Love cursed Ida, and well, the reason we learned that she did it in Agony of a Witch, but we learned the reason why in Young Blood Old Souls. But and Ida basically kind of, Love split the curse with Ida, so Ida can't really do full magic anymore. But here's the thing, I really think Agony of a Witch was gonna be the point where Ida says like, Luce, I'm really gonna start teaching you now. I think that was gonna be the moment. I could be wrong, but I really thought that was gonna be the moment. And basically, again, going back to this episode, sorry if I was talking about the previous episodes too much. I kind of don't want to do that, but I kind of thought I should mention it. But basically, Ida's kind of thinking, like, you had such a big opportunity to do it, but you were so lazy. You only did twice. And then when you were ready, the whole little situation happened. Ugh. Anyway, what happens. You can't change it. I mean, you obviously can't change the past, but that'd be bad. Don't want to do that. And basically, Luce goes in her hoodie saying like, oh, man. And Ida says like, trying to think of a way to like cheer up Luce. Basically Ida's like, hey, why don't we take a break, huh? Like come on, let's do something. And Luce is like, kind of not saying anything, but she's just down in the dumps. And Ida's like, well, maybe I can tell you a story. And Luce's like, oh, backstory story. This is with me. I want more young Ida. That's awesome. And basically Ida's like, okay, hey, how about I actually I tell you a story of how I met the best witch I know. Like, it was the most kick butt, like, type of witch I know. Raine whispers, and oh, that's awesome. Because, yeah, how did Ida and Raine meet? Oh, that'd be awesome. And basically, we get to Ida and Lilith, and young Lilith. And they're kind of testing each other because the Emperor's Coven tryouts is, like, in 7 months. So, basically, more than half a year away, because Ida's kind of messing around, but she knows her stuff, but she's kind of messing around, kind of saying like, oh, hey, look at me. And Love's like, hey, Ida, it's serious, the Emperor's Coven tryouts are happening soon. It's like, 7 months isn't soon, Lily, like, calm down. And is it like, oh, what do you do with this type of potion? Like with these what was it, pine needles or something? And is it, oh, is it a full moon or waxy moon? The question doesn't really ask for specifics. It's like, well, but Lily, it's kind of important because what was it? The full moon is 2 doses, and the waxing moon is like 4 doses or something, or full 4 teaspoons. I forgot what it was. And then Lil said, "Oh, you're right on both accounts," and I kind of see the look on Lily's face. I think this is kind of the start of Lily kind of getting jealous of Ida. I'm pretty sure probably in previous moments of their lives, Lily was kind of jealous, but I think this is kind of the starting point. The trials are 7 months away. That means it's kind of not too far away of Love kind of coming to the breaking point of cursing Ida. Like I think this is a good starting point. Well, not really good starting point. This is a good storytelling perspective of the bad thing that's about to happen, I guess. If that makes sense. And basically, I kind of like how they're kind of doing a little dance and they're kind of catching each other. Well, not catching each other. I'm sorry, that wasn't with another person. But basically, they're basically kind of being sisters together. Because I forgot the exact moves they were doing, but they're kind of doing some moves. And basically, because we're gonna help witches together because they really honestly thought that the Emperor's Coven was a place where they can help people. That's what they both thought, but it didn't turn out the case. It wasn't the case. And basically, we can help witches together. We're gonna rule the world together, and it's so cute. And we get the hex side, and we see a couple people. We see a witch with pink hair with 3 eyes that looks a lot like Basha. And I'm assuming this is a female, but I could be wrong. I didn't hear this person's voice. That was kind of close, not too close, but kind of close to the. Well, I'm assuming it's Basha's mom, but I'm assuming it's a female, right? What was it? I would show an image to kind of get a better look, but I'm only just assuming. She looks a lot like Willow, not too much. Like the hair is really different, but it does look like Willow. So, I have like a little theory. I don't think it's ever gonna go anywhere, because I also had a theory with Hunting Palisman. Remember that episode, season 2, episode 6, when I was reading the descriptions, I was kind of thinking, oh, Luce, teams up with an unlikely ally, and how she gets her Palisman at Hexside. I think this would be a good development for Basha. And I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe that could be it, but it turns out to be Hunter, and I really do appreciate that it was Hunter instead of Basha. But kind of thinking, are Willow and Basha kind of stepsisters, maybe, or cousins, or something? Because the one with the pink hair looks a lot like Basha, and the one with the red, if it's a boy, girl, or non-binary, looks a lot like Willow. And Willow never mentioned like a mom or anything, just her 2 dads, and her 2 dads actually do show up. I'm not sure if they have any lines, right? I don't think they had any lines, but they did show up in an appearance, a DM if what thing. So possibly relation to Willow and Basha, maybe. So yeah, in the comments below, do you think they could be stepsisters or something, or step cousins or something like that? That'd be pretty interesting. I wonder if Willow and Basha know, because again, we have Basha kind of talk to her, remember, it was in season 1 where was Bashiko's kind of talking, trash about her mom, saying that, no, mom, you can't come to my sleepover. But then there was something, I believe Dana Terr said that Amity's mom, Odalia, and Basha's mom have a rivalry. And I just don't think it's possible for, Basha's mom that really wants to go to a sleepover with Basha's house. Not Basha's house, sleepover with Basha, her daughter, is the same one who can have a rivalry with Odalia. Odalia would say, like, she will have no competition over this person. She wouldn't even bother, right? So now I'm kind of thinking, if Basha has 2 moms, I think the whole mom situation, those are 2 different people. The rivalry is the one with the pink hair, the one with 3 eyes, and the one with the red hair, if it's male or female or whatever. We don't know. is the one who wanted to have to sleep over with Basha, and Basha said that she's embarrassing. I mean, because I just don't think the name mom for those two occasions can be the same person, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that, because I was always kind of thinking when I first heard that, oh yeah, Basha's mom and Amity's mom, Odalia, have a rivalry. I'm like, really? But now I see, Basha has two moms. Those are two different people. It makes sense. Because I always thought it was kind of weird. um, but besides that, we actually get to see a new trio, or at least an old trio, I guess, but it's kind of new to us. Alidor, Odalia, and Darius. And then I was actually kind of surprised where we actually saw Odalia as being spunk as ever. um, and you kind of had these abominations kind of floating in the air. Alidor kind of flicked some onto Darius's face. I was like, oh, here we go. Darius is gonna get all mad and whatever, saying that, oh, you're messing up the purification of abominations, all that nonsense. But no, Darius laughed. What? So I'm like, what caused the split? Was it Odalia? I wonder. In the comments below, what do you think caused this drift? Because they seem to be having a good time with one another. I really want a spin-off, especially after this episode, a spin-off with Ida, Uth, Raine, Alidor, Odalia, come on, Darius, and Gus's dad. We saw him for like a second, I think, and he's probably part of the school too. So these 7 characters, I'm not sure they're all going to be like main characters, but maybe one episode they could have like a spotlight or something. I really want the focus to be really on Ida, since we spent the most time with her, and since this is going to be a close time for her to get like her curse and stuff. I really think Ida should be, or Ida and Lilith, that be like the main 2 focuses. What else can be like side characters. So, yeah, well, what caused such a... Again, I keep on saying, I really think it's about purification and about how Darius just doesn't like the idea of abominations and technology mixing together. I really think that's what it's about, but I'm kind of thinking... Yeah, because they weren't doing any technological thing about it. They were just floating in the air. So again, I would love a backstory series, a prequel, where Alidor and Darius are best buds, and then something happens. Again, was it technology? Did technology split them apart? Who knows? So yeah, interesting things. Does Basha have 2 moms? Are Basha and Willow's stepsisters? Cousins? Alidor, Darius, and Odalia trio. Was Odalia mean as ever always? Or was she nice before? What made Alidor fall in love with Odalia? Is he really in love with her? Does Odalia really love Alidor? Darius not mad at Alidor, but what caused the split? Again, I don't know. Really, really good questions. Again, I really want a series. Come on. Oh, also part of the main, not the main characters, but the focus group would include Basha's maybe 2 moms. Since they're here too. Why not? Why not? Okay. Besides all of that, we basically have the school bell is ringing, right? And everyone's like kind of freaking out. Even Odalia, along with Darius and Alidor, the trio is kind of freaking out. Where you see this fire, I'm like, Harmonious? Principal Bump? Is that you? What the heck? And then we see kind of like a horn, and then it like turns, and like, oh my goodness, who's this guy? And I guess this is the previous principal, what was his name? Faust? Faust? What was that his name? And basically, like, he's like, and everyone's basically rushing, Basha's 2 moms, the trio, like, everyone's running. I think even Gus's dad was running, right? Was he there? I think he was there. And basically, he's like, oh, detention, oh, you're late. Suspension. I'm like, oh, jeez, dude. And we have Vice Principal Bump. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, he has the longer hair. And basically he says like, oh, Principal Faust. Or, oh yes, Vice Principal. It's like, you're suspending all these students. aren't you being a tad bit harsh? It's like, oh, yeah, we have to follow the school rules. It's like, yeah, but you're the one who added to the school rules. It wasn't previous. You added them. It's like, oh, being early is the new late, and it can be a slippery slope. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. And we have Ida and Lilith basically, and they actually go through the hideout, the one that Viney showed Luce back in season 1. What's it called? The First Day. If you don't remember Viney, she's part of the Emerald Entrails, which is Willow's flyer derby team. And she, what else? She was part of the detention group. So, yeah. Excuse me. And basically they're about to go through, and I love how Ida protects her older sister. I love it so much. Where she basically launched this grudge ball at Vice Principal B and Principal Faust and kind of distract them. So okay, let's go through the secret hideout. They obviously caught it because they're master witches. Oh, I'm not sure they ever called Principal Faust a witch. Maybe he might be a wizard. Is he our first real wizard? Because the two wizards we encountered were fakes. One was just a bunch of goblins, and another one was a puppet master. It was just part of the puppet of the squid guy. So, is this our first wizard or sorcerer? It was never explained. Because if there are wizards in the world, you think we would meet actual wizards. So, that's weird. Anyway. What was it saying? Alright, Ida, basically they obviously caught up as their master witches. Ida protects Lilith and says, just go in. And she's like, oh, hi, Principal Frosty. Like, hey, Vice Principal B. And he's like, Idolin, come here. And he's like, okay. We get to the principal's office, and it's nothing like Vice Principal Bump's office. And basically, like, and she's kind of like, oh, hey. And it's like, oh, take a look at this. Do you know why I keep you around? Oh, is it my awesome personality? Is it no? It's because you're evil, Idolin, and it's my job to secure the evilness of children, understand it, preserve it, and then eliminate it. I'm like, oh jeez, dude. And he's like, take a look at this, and just like with Principal Bump, Ida's like, oh, this is so surprising. I thought there'd be more. And he's obviously getting frustrated with her. Oh, it seems like you want to join the Empress Coven with your sister Lily. It's like, yeah. Oh, that's very sweet, very commendable, the Empress Coven. Like, it's only for the best and the brightest. Like, and it's like, yeah, I am pretty awesome. She's putting her feet on the table. He's messing with this guy. And he's like, well, too bad that you won't be, together to do it. And you need to have, basically, I'm not sure, graduate high school. Graduate Hexside, or you have to have enough credits. I'm not exactly sure how it works, because when they actually do have the fight, again, that was like another flashback back in season 1 finale, Youngblood Old Souls, where they were about to have the fight for the spot in the Emperor's Coven. Did Ida and Lilith finish Hexside? Because when that scout said, Lilith, you basically won when Ida basically turned to the beast and ran into the forest. When Lilith was about to chase after Ida, that scout would say, oh, Lilith, you won your spot. Well, in that moment, did she just leave Hexside? Did she finish? Did she continue? Like, again, that's why we're on the previous series to know what happened. That's another question. So many questions. So little time. What was it saying? And basically saying, like, since you're not be able to graduate Hexside, you can't join the Emperor's Coven. Like, you won't be. Like, no, I'll be separated from Lily. Like, you can't do that if she cares about her sister. And where do we get to? It's like, even, sorry, before I get to this part, I'm basically saying that, like, oh, children can't be redeemed, and he's like, Vice Principal Bump's like, no children's beyond redemption, Principal Faust. I would save my career on it. I was like, oh, I was like, that's kind of interesting. And he's like, oh, you want a chance? And he's like, yes, please, I want a chance. I don't want to be separated from my sister. He knocks on this door. Vice Principal Bump and says, oh, yes, Principal? Oh, Principal Harmonious. Like, you said that no child is beyond redemption, right? And Ida's kind of waving, and Principal Bump's like, oh no, not Ida. And he's like, I want you to come here. And he's just leaving like a trail of fire everywhere. He literally has a fire tail. Oh my goodness. And he's basically leaving a blaze, and everyone's hiding in their lockers. Was that Gus's dad? Was that Perry? I'm imagining him everywhere until I actually notice him. Yeah, I think he went inside the mouth of the locker. I believe that was him. Anyway, he's like, to take a look at this case, and there's a bunch of blue ribbons, right? It's for the IFWAT, and Hexside brings one every year, but I just don't think we'll be able to take one. And vice principal, he's kind of frustrated. Vice principal B kind of finishes his sentence to include Ida. He said, it's because the what was it? The top student to go to IFWAT basically. The principal Faust basically expelled him because his shoes were too squeaky. Basically, the squeak disturbance was basically unbearable because even Principal Faust said like, oh, if it's too loud, it'll be disturbance to the students. But if it's too silent, you can't hear them. You can't trust them. Wait, so do you want them squeaky or not squeaky? This guy's ridiculous. No pleasing the guy. And basically it's like, oh, you said you say your career on basically redeeming a student, right? Well, this student's reckless. If she wins a blue ribbon, you get to keep your job, and either you get to stay here with your sister. And they're like, oh, okay, Principal Faust, and he basically leaves. And then Principal Bum's like, okay, let's go to IFWAT because I'm not sure to say it was today or tomorrow. Anyway, they show up. I mean, it's a flashback anyway, so it's fine. So they basically go to IFWAT, and they were kind of in line to go in basically. He's like, hey, I'm sure all those rumors about you are not true. And she's like, oh, that was a fun Saturday. Oh, jeez. And I kind of like how Vice Principal Bum's like, hey, I see you as a student with great potential. And here's a stress doll. Anytime you feel to the spread chaos, just squeeze it. And she just squeezes it and it pops. And she's like, look, can you just not go 5 seconds while setting something on fire? And she just has her finger out and she's just kind of staring at it. And it has a fire. She's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And let's just go in. And sorry, I was talking for a long time. Let me just wait for it to go away. Okay. And he's like, okay, Edelyn. And she's putting her badge on. Look at her, she's adorable. With the big hair. And she's like, okay, Edelyn, we're gonna be ready. Are you ready? And she's like, okay, let's do it. And he said, we'll get you eventually. Oh my goodness. They go in. It's the most boring thing ever. And the guy doesn't know how to work the mic. And this girl, hey, like, she looks pretty nice. And I guess she's a Oracle student. I wonder what future she sees. Because again, we get no info on Oracle magic really. Because this is taking every track, and you think we see every classroom, and we only see the Oracle track room once. And I'm not gonna try to be mad about it, but I wonder what she sees. She basically tastes this muffin, and then she thinks it's disgusting. She puts it back. Hey, take away your muffin, okay? But that's the type of character she is, so who cares? We had this fish person, we had this bug person, and they're kind of and Principal Bump's like, this wasn't like this last year, was it? Because Principal Bump basically, Vice Principal Bump, heard basically great things about this place, and basically now he's here in person, saying that this place isn't that great. So, what's going on? And Edith's kind of like, oh, man. And hey, take a look at that. I believe that's Willow's dad right there, right? Yeah, and apparently he wasn't in Hexside. Look, you see the clothes right there? He was part of Glandis. I wonder if he was a nice witch. He might have been. Because of what Bria said, that you had to be really strong and fierce to survive in Glandis, and if you're not, you get pushed around a lot. So I wonder if he was a fierce witch. He might have been. And we get a bunch of vines. I'm like, oh, is this Tara? And yep, it's Tara Snapdragon. I was so impressed. And she's younger than usual, but she's still kind of old. Like, oh, hello, my sweet peas. I'm head witch of the Plant Coven, Tara Snapdragon. And here we have If What? I'm with Tara. This is the most lamest, horrible name ever. And she basically says, helping enhance Coven know-how. And she said, we're in heck. Okay. And, like, oh, like, you know, we're gonna basically, like, you know, train you guys, and we're gonna give you a bunch of challenges. And like, oh, if you winner, you get a blue ribbon. And yeah, and here we had the blue ribbon, blue ribbons, pretty cool. And oh my goodness, Tara, she's so crazy. She said, and the losers will be grounded into mulch for my garden. I wonder if we get to see our greenhouse, because that's what Kikimura said. Oh, head witch, what are you doing out of your greenhouse? Like, I didn't expect you at the parade. So, do we get to see it, or possibly not. We had this guy crying because he doesn't want to die. And the scout was kind of talking to her, and she's like, that's illegal too? Oh, we'll see about that, huh? And it's like, oh, like, let's have a good time. And he's like, oh my goodness. Like, you look at his face. Oh my goodness. And she's kind of giving like a thumbs up, like, hey, don't worry, kid, you can do this. But poor Ida. Oh my goodness. And again, we had this guy, and when I was kind of posting that image, I was kind of like, when he basically saying like, oh, we're gonna do a trust fall, and you had to trust your teammate, right? Because we're gonna be Coven Scouts together. He's like, oh, this is gonna be pretty simple. And hold on, is that Will's other dad? Might be. Who knows? And basically, when I was kind of seeing this, when I saw this image for the first time, I was kind of thinking, oh, is he going to be her mentor? No, apparently not. If anything, I think Vice Principal Bump sort of becomes her mentor, because they kind of seem to grown a lot when Ida kind of came back to Hexside and stuff. So, if anything, I think it was Principal Bump who is her mentor, sort of. In a way. And it's like, oh, trusted teammate. Here we have this blob person. And he's like, okay, like, you know, here you go, trust your teammate. She basically falls through, and oh my goodness. Excuse me. And then it like, even he says, not again. You did this before. And he's like, ta-da, like, hey, can I get a round of applause? And everyone's like, no. Then I like to transition into this reflection of Ida. Ida's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't fit in. And she tastes this, and she's like, oh, even the free junk tastes like junk. She tries to throw it, and we have Raine. They catch it, and it's like, I don't know who you are, but you're a bit of a riot. Like, I came to check on you. You're nonsense. And he's like, hey, no, I'm not causing any nonsense. I had a blast back there. You saw them cheering, right? No, they weren't cheering, but I sure thought it was funny. Hey, can I show you something? What are you gonna do? And it's like, oh, and this is interesting. They kind of changed the chemistry of the liquid. Oh, that's interesting. And it is kind of like, I don't trust you. And Raine's like, don't worry, I didn't spit in it. She is kind of nervous because she never did this before. She said, hey, that's pretty good. And, you know, and she's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, not she, they. But I'm gonna play this right here.
The chemistry of a liquid with sound waves. See? Art magic can be cool. People just don't give it a shot. Alright.
Sorry, I don't want to play too much. But Raine's like, yeah, I was changing the chemistry of the liquid so it can taste better. And so it's kind of like a science a bit, but it's magic. And Raine's like, see, bard magic can be cool. I agree. Bard magic is amazing. Music, I love it. Why does Scar not have an instrument yet? I don't know. Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she's nervous. Who knows? And basically, Ida kind of snorts. So we hear a little bit of the snort because she's older now. We have a bigger one, but Ida has a little snort. I love it. Ida's like, okay, like, come on, let's hang out. And basically, she's um, hey, like, this place isn't that bad since you're here. And Raine's like, yeah, this place. And yeah, they basically kind of saying like, I really don't like this place because I've been here so many times, and it's the same people because they keep on losing. It's the same people and same boring old faces, and I'm just tired of it. Ida does the skull thing again, but until I showed up, right? And then Rain's kind of having like a hoot with it, and and Ida's kind of like, oh whoa, you got ribbons? You must be really smart. And he's like, yeah, like, I don't like to brag, but um, and Rain's basically like, I'm. Basically this outfit is for Saint Epiderm. Are we ever gonna see the school? Probably not. Maybe in the future possible prequel. But basically they said like, yo, my parents don't have enough money, and I'm really smart and really talented, so I come here so I can stay at St. Epiderm because that's basically the classiest type of school. We have Glandis, which is more like the rough and tumble, more brutal type of school. Hexside's like the modern type, and St. Epiderm is like the high class type. Maybe Lilith will fit better there so she doesn't have to feel challenged by Ida. Or maybe Lilith would just talk to Ida. Then things wouldn't have happened. Anyway, I'm getting mad for nothing. But yeah, Raine's part of the, not the stiffy type of school, but the more prestige. And she even said it's on the top of the knee. So that's why we haven't seen it yet, because we only went to the knee twice. I had to say, that must be really cold up there. And Raine's like, hey, how about you stick with me? Like, and they're saying, like, hey, let's stick together so you can win the blue ribbon. And I want to play this right here.
All right, I'm Ida Clawhorn. Raine whispers.
And basically, basically said, like, hey, I'm Ida, by the way. Hey, I'm Raine Whispers. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, they said that, my name is Raine Whispers, and basically they go through these different trials. I'm pretty cool. One, they're kind of, basically there is a drawing, but they can't really figure it out, and you basically have to draw like the complete image by using your brain, basically. One draws like an apple, one draws an eyeball, and Ida draws like a butt. And obviously the teacher's offended, but Raine completes it and makes like a what was it, a grudge ball? It only showed for like a second, but I'm pretty sure it was a grudge ball. And the teacher's like, hey, you're right. So that's pretty cool. And another thing was they made a bunch of objects that says that this place stinks, and the teacher was about to fail him, but Ida does like a little kick, and so yeah, Ida does a kick, and it does like this kind of like a domino effect. And basically, Raine does the whisper thing into the drink, and you taste it. Is it, hey, this... Sorry, excuse me. Cruddy drink tastes good now. And I didn't really like this part. I don't know. I don't think I really thought of a big deal before, but I kind of don't like it. They're doing this wrestling thing. It's too human world for me. They're wearing these paddings, and Raine like throws Ida, and she does like a superhero landing type of thing. It's too human world. Even like the padding, it just looks too kind of like MMA, like the type of fighting. Like I don't know, but I think, boiling honest, I just really don't think that. I don't know. Like with spoilers for Amphibia, like for, was it season 1, like the Planter Family Challenge, and for season 2 it was the Sundew type of family challenge. It was very amphibian like very with mud on their bodies, and the face paint, and on the lily pads and stuff like that with the mud effects. Very Amphibia. This feels very human world. Like basically kind of wrestling. I don't want to see that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't want to see wrestling here. I don't want to see it. I mean, maybe we did wrestling just too much, like in the human world. Because for DuckTales, their wrestling, it very felt like authentic. I think with maybe because this was just a scene and not a whole episode. Maybe that's why I'm just not liking it too much. I'm not sure, because with DuckTales season 3, that wrestling episode, I think it was really good. People didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I guess maybe DuckTales because that's technically like their human world, so things would be kind of be more modernized, I guess you can say. With this actually has a human world, so that's why maybe that's why I'm complaining. Yeah, maybe who knows? But again, so they're kind of working together. They even did like a little dance. I like the dance part at the end of the wrestling. Just don't show me wrestling. And basically, they are outside. It's like a intermission. And I forgot to mention, while Lilith was kind of asking the questions, Ida was kind of doing these grudge moves, and now Ida's kind of showing Raine, but Raine's kind of already a master at like, hey, take fast, and Raine catches it, and Ida's kind of blushing at them a little bit, kind of saying, oh, Ida kind of likes them. That's pretty cool. And Raine said, hey, Ida, why are you even doing this for? But he's like, I never really asked you, in case you want to talk about it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Raine didn't push too much. He's like, oh, hey, I have a sister back at Hexside. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Oh, well, you with your vice principal. Like, yeah. I think the reason why he's here is because the main principal wants me to, like, embarrass him. And we have vice principal kind of flirting with, like, another teacher. But teacher kind of passes him by, just, kind of politely. And he's kind of blushing, kind of like, oh, like, so he's kind of embarrassed by her a little bit. So I guess he kind of likes her. He's not wearing a wedding ring in present day, so maybe this didn't work out, or he just never got a chance to talk to her again. Who knows? Um, and basically, like I don't have any friends, so I guess she's not friends with Gus's dad or Aldor, Odalia, or Darius, or any of them. Again, this is why I want that prequel to see, like, do they hate each other? Or I've seen a bunch of comics, but the comics aren't canon, so I can't really say that, I kind of have to say it's canon, but there's so many different variations of comics, like, which one do I say is canon? Like, you know what I mean? So, but anyway. They're basically saying, like, Lilith is my only friend, and Raine's like, hey, maybe when we're done, maybe we can be friends. And he's like, really? And they're like, yeah, come on. And so that's pretty cool. And by the way, this thing's almost over anyway, so you don't have to stick around this place. It's boring anyway. We basically get to the... No, basically, it's not the final event. It becomes the final event, but Tara's about to give out the ribbons. Oh, you guys worked so hard, didn't you? Yeah. Even Raine are holding hands. Awesome. Tara's like, no, all you guys suck. All those challenges were not challenging. Oh, like, we're gonna play my favorite game. She makes a big maze, except from the top, from like the top view, it looks kind of small. But when we're actually in the maze, it looks super huge. So, yeah, the proportion doesn't really work for me. Again, it's not too much of a big complaint, but I do notice it. So, but, sorry. Even Principal Bump, like, Vice Principal gave like a thumbs up to Ida. Ida gives like a thumbs up, like, oh, congratulations on your ribbon. And when Tara's doing this big maze thing, Ida's looking back at Principal Bump. Like, what he's just squeezing more sweet toys. He's just so nervous for her. Like, oh my goodness. But he doesn't stand around and do nothing. He actually goes talk to Tara about it. Like, hey, you're breaking a lot of a bunch of student safety laws, and she just destroys the book with one fine whip. I make the rules, Sweet Pea. And so we're gonna play my favorite game, Covens versus Wilds, and pretty funny. Ida becomes a Coven witch and Raine becomes a Wild witch, but in real life it was the other way around. Pretty cool. And basically they're kind of and both Ida and Raine are kind of nervous. Like, oh, I don't want to fight you, and everyone kind of turns against each other. They're just blasting everywhere. And there's a couple of kids that go to Ida, like, oh, you're a Coven witch, right? And she's like, oh, I don't want to do this. And he's like, hey, I don't want to do this either. But my parents said if I don't come with a ribbon, I don't come at all. This is coming like a trend in the Owl House. A lot of people have kind of issues with their parents, or parents are kind of bad and should treat their kids better. Has it gotten to the point where it's kind of annoying? Maybe. Because I think this is the second instance where I kind of hear about third time. hear about their parents, but there's no reconciliation or it comes back up again. Because we had it with Basha with her mom. We have it with what was his name? Gavin. He was part of that group that was trying to befriend Gus to like trick him. One with Bria and Angmar. I still think Darius is his father because he literally said like, I want to make the biggest abomination and maybe Dad will finally pay attention to me. And now we have Darius who can literally become an abomination. And also the facial features kind of look the same, right? Is it just me? I really think that's his dad. Because the theory wasn't like debunked or anything, but Darius never said he had any children, so I'm not sure. Yeah, because I don't think we ever see Gavin again, so. Oh, anyway. Oh yeah, because Darius was part of Hexside and Gavin is part of Glandis, unless but Darius isn't married either. I mean, I guess he could be divorced with whoever he's with. Maybe he adopted. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of we're kind of coming to a trend where a lot of students kind of have issues with their parents. Kind of, it hasn't become annoying yet, but I kind of hope we kind of stop with that because again, we have Gavin with his dad, we have Basha with her mom, and we now have this kid from like the past has an issue with his parents. Like even we have Amity with her mom. Like, come on, let's hold off for a little bit. Luckily, this is just the past, so maybe it did get reconciled. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't know. He has pretty good. Sorry, words. He has a pretty cool design. Where was I? Sorry, I got distracted. But he's kind of like, I don't want to go with you. Well, we don't have a choice. And even another student, what was it? The bug lady, right? What was it? Her saying like, "Oh, Raine's in my class," and we actually can tell by the Saint Epiderm uniform. And you know they're like the best witch, and they never share their juice. I was like, okay, were you kind of pushing, or was Raine actually like a jerk? Hopefully, Raine's not a jerk. Why wouldn't Raine share? Is that another question mark for when Raine was in Saint Emperor miniseries or something? Who knows? Who knows? And where do we get to? And basically, Raine's like kicking butt, but a person like kind of splashed them with water, and Raine can't kind of get up. And basically, they're about to go. Ida kind of levitates them both, and Tara's kind of thinking, "Oh, we're gonna get a showdown over here." And she pushes down the hedges, and it's like, "Let's have some fun, people. We're in heck after all." And we have Ida and Raine kind of give each other a look. Like, oh, like, are they planning something or what? And they're about to do like a punch. They do the dance. That's pretty funny. Could have they done something funnier? Yeah, maybe. But I think it's pretty adorable. They do the dance. They do like a one big spell. It's like a fire spell, and Tara obviously blocks it because you know she's awesome. And it kind of cinched her hair a little bit. She's like, okay, you two want to play? And it's like, oh, and she even says like, oh, I suppose a few roses would have a few thorns. And Ida's like, wait, no, Ida basically says like, we're tired of this game and you hurting other students. And Ray's like, yeah, we're tired of your plant puns also. You're being annoying. And Tara obviously goes down to see them, talk to them, and obviously they're kind of holding hands, kind of really nervous, and she actually laughs at this. Like, oh wow, like you two are hilarious. I especially like you, Sprout. The way she kind of touched Raine was actually really nervous. I think Tara is kind of problematic for Raine's well-being, especially since Raine is a child here. I feel for their safety. Please do not be around Tara ever again. And she even does like a little that to Ida. I'm like, oh my, I don't know. Does she believe she has good intentions? I don't think so, but who knows? I'm not in the mind of Tara Snapdragon. I don't know. I don't know. But basically, Vice Principal Bob's like, hey, Ida, what a way to go, right? I'm gonna lose my job anyway. What? I'm gonna lose my job. You're gonna be kicked out of school, but you stood up to your morals, and I'm proud of you for that. And Ida's like, oh, thanks, Vice Principal B. They're like, They're kind of having like a connection there. Awesome. And then, what was it? Tara's like, wait, is Frosty playing his silly games again? Oh, that old fool. Like, I'll talk to him. Like, I know he likes to mess around, but prodigies like Miss Clawthorne deserve to be nourished. So I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna say that how I was impressed with both of you. You get to keep your job. You get to return to school, and that kind of allowed for Ida to kind of get away with a bunch of stuff. We saw that, what was it? The memory book of Ida kind of filling up the pen of Griffins with these hot spicy peppers, and it kind of threw up all over the place. And Ida was getting and let loose the ghost through the locker room. How she was able to do all that stuff? She might have got detention, but she was never expelled or anything because Tara likes her. Oh, so we get an explanation for that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry. And basic vice principal Bonfane just like, oh my goodness. And basically we have Ida kind of talking to Lily, like, hey Lily, and, oh yeah. But she's exciting because again, 7 months away. She's kind of thinking Ida's better than me. I gotta focus. And she's like, oh, I gotta tell you about my day. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Is her watch just beeping? Like the monster watch. I gotta go. My study group. Oh, can we meet up later? Because Lily does kind of feel bad that she doesn't get to hear Ida's story. Oh yeah, sure, go on, but don't be late. I won't. I promise. And Ida's drinking this what was it? This ghost Alade, like kind of Kool-Aid. She's drinking, and Raine shows up, and she's like, "Oh, Raine, you're here!" And it's like, "Yeah." And Raine's like, he's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Your scholarship." Raine's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. I don't want to go back to St. Epiderm. Really, the classes are really hard there." Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Chopbreaker. But basically, she's saying, just like my parents, I hated the cold up at the knee. So we're moving. We haven't officially moved yet, but we're planning on it. So that's why I'm here right now to kind of talk to you. And she's like, oh wow. And Ray's like, hey, you gonna show me the ropes of this place? Yeah, sure. And Ray's like, but first, I'll trade you this apple blood for the ghost Salade. And Ray's like, the ghost Salade isn't like that bad, but it's pretty bad. And he's like, oh, this apple blood is really good. Because I'm pretty sure they have alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions. Because Luce mentioned that Ida drank a bunch of apple blood and we couldn't get her off the roof. So and we saw Gus at one point drink apple blood. So I think this good version and the other version. So yeah. Because I think a lot of people were kind of confused with that. So there's 2 different versions. Kid version, adult version. And basically, we kind of we have a shot for them in the window to kind of saying, "Oh, you can show me the ins and outs of this place." Oh yeah, no problem. And he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "I guess I'm not gonna be alone now since Love is busy studying." And Raine's like, "Yep, I'm not going anywhere." Pretty cool. We get back to present day, and Edith's kind of reminiscing about Raine, and we have Luz, Hootie, and King kind of sleeping. Remember them? they're there. And Edith's kind of acting like a mother to those 3. I love it. And even Luz kind of drew of little kid Raine and Ida. I love it. And said, "No, must not fall asleep." Oh, and she even has like the pencil or pen in her hand. So that's pretty cute. And how Edith's kind of like, oh, man, Raine, I hope you're okay. We get back to Raine, and it's the present day Raine. Tara's like, oh, my little sprout. I was so heartbroken when I heard that you were causing trouble with the covens, that you were with that rebel group. Like, oh, and Raine's like, I know, I'm sorry about that, but all these blasted headaches. And Tara's like, don't just drink your tea. Raine kind of changes the liquids, and it's the same thing that she did in the episode 11, the Follies of the Coven Day Parade, where they changed they did that type of thing. But we didn't really know what that was. Like, I kind of passed it by because I didn't really think much of it. So I'm kind of like, oh, so is it not my control? What's going on? But Tara kind of does like a sneaky look. So does Tara know? I'm not sure. Maybe she's just doing evil look because she's evil. Who knows? And Raine gives the cup back to Tara, and she's like, "Have a good night, Raine." Raine kind of snaps her neck. She does like a triple knock in the brick. we have a mini Darius abomination. And Darius like, Raine's like, hey, do you have something? And she's like, oh, this is bad. It's like a draining spell. I wish I could show the image, but basically we had the 9 of the head covens with the power of the Emperor, and the magic is sapped from there to like the moon. It's like an eclipse, basically. And it's a draining spell, so it's gonna drain the magic, basically. Raine's like, this is not good. It's worse than we thought. Is there a way to counter this? Like a counterattack? The baby Darius abomination shows like a paper that says "Owl Lady." Raine's like, I'm not putting her in danger again after like our incident with you. They didn't really say that, but after what happened, and Ida showed that she had kids, I'm not gonna put her in danger. She has too much to lose. And she does like a little whistle, and it burned like the evidence, so the Emperor won't find it. But the Emperor has eyes everywhere, so I wonder if he knows. Who knows? And basically, baby Darius abomination, because it has the same flowing hair thing. So I'm pretty sure it's him. It could be someone else, but I'm pretty sure it's him. Walks into the brick and it kind of slides back in, and Raine's like, "I'll keep you safe, Ida. I promise." And that's sweet of them. Sorry about midnight saying I heard a noise outside. It's pretty funny. Oh jeez, I think I've been talking for a long time. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. And my voice is killing me. And I think this Jawbreaker is almost done. So, anyway. I have a bunch of questions. Stuff from the past. Raine isn't in the mind control. Terra might know. Does the Emperor know? Was the baby abomination Darius because it has the same hair flowing thing? Now also with Raine, I had to say that I think he's gonna get involved somehow. You can't keep her in the dark forever. And Raine's like, well, what the heck, Raine? Why didn't you fill me in? So I wonder if there's gonna be a big conflict there. There might. So yeah, because the Day of Unity is coming soon. It's in like what? Like 2 weeks, maybe? Yeah, I think it's in 2 weeks. I think it's in half a month right now. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in 2 weeks. So so yeah, that's the end of the episode. Again, 90%. This was a fantastic episode. Again, the only two major things was the what was it? The maze. It kind of looked small from the top view and bigger inside, but so that didn't really make any sense. And also the wrestling thing. I don't know. I still kind of have a problem with it. So that's only the two big things. Let's see. Again, Raine's not under the mind control. That's pretty good. But leaving Ida in the dark, either going to be mad or is she going to be flattered? Who knows? Maybe both. It's cool we get to learn more about Ida's past. Again, Willow and Basha, are they stepsisters? Darius, Alidor, and Odalia, they were a trio? Were they best friends? Or were they just friends? Was Odalia just messing with both of them? Who knows? Again, Gus' dad, he was a Hexide. Willow's dads, they were, what was it, Glandis? So they were like in a rough tumble school. Wonder how that worked out. Who knows? Oh, what happened to the Principal Faust character, like in the present day? Maybe he just died by old age. Who knows? Because Principal Bump is pretty old now, so yeah. Oh, also, so I guess this kind of sort of confirms that Darius is a good guy. Of how I was kind of nervous back in, what was the episode? Any Sport in the Storm, where Darius can say like, "Oh, I won't tell the Emperor about your secret talisman and what you've been doing." sorry, excuse me, you basically having friends now, you have connections outside the castle. I think that's good for you. And I will tell Bellis. I was kind of nervous, like, ooh, Hunter says that coven heads betray each other constantly. So it's kind of nervous. But now we have this mini abomination talking to Raine. So I'm kind of like, sorry about that. If you can hear that, I'm like 85% sure that Darius is a good guy, but I'm not sure yet because again, he could betray them at any moment. So try not to be too happy right now, but yeah, things are getting pretty exciting. Again, 2 weeks to the day uni, it's coming. It's coming. So yeah. So everyone, oh, before I forget, I reached 96 subscribers. So yes, I passed 95. We're getting really close to. Oh yeah. Yeah, in 3 days is November 1st. So, but since we're not in November yet, I'm gonna say it anyway. Sorry about that. What was I gonna say? Right. Because we're technically not in November yet, hopefully I reach 100 subscribers before November. Since I know it's not gonna happen. It might happen early November, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Because it's like October, was it like 29th right now? So yeah, so hopefully that happens. But again, thank you so much for 95th and 96 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. My new subscribers, my current subscribers, my original subscribers, you know, my original viewers, my current viewers that come on and off. Like, you know, I'm doing community posts now, so please comment. Please put your spoilers. Like if you want to talk about like a future episode or what I thought about it. Because again, I am caught up to the first special of season 3, so I do know stuff. But also with the community post I put recently, which was about this episode, them's the Breaks kid. If you have like a little theory about Basha's moms, or could Willow be related to Basha, or up to trio with Odalia, Aldor, and Darius, or is Darius going to betray Raine? If you have any theories or spoilers or stuff you want to talk about, just please put spoiler or just put theory in the top, and then we could talk about it. Because why not? And yeah. Again, this was a fantastic episode. Ida, Raine are adorable. Tara Snapdragon, creepy as ever. Vice Principal Bump and Ida kind of have a connection, pretty cool. So yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Owl House Season 2, Episode 16. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but things go down. A lot of people say they were kind of overhyped with the episode. I don't think I was personally. I might have to kind of think back of what people were kind of talking about before I actually saw the episode. So, was it overhyped? I don't think it was, but who knows? But yeah, things happen and revelations happen, and oh my goodness. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 16, Hollow Mind. And I'm also gonna say one more thing. After Hollow Mind, this is where we're gonna get episodes to kind of lead into the finale. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Okay. Bye.